Hi, and welcome to the Life After Losses blog. This is 154. Oops, I did it again. I'm not going to sing it. And now you have the earworm, and I apologize. So, I've noticed again that I am not taking my own advice. But is it really all that bad? You see, I am addicted to being busy. I am constantly doing something and bumping everything along, but I do not always get to the end of the task as quickly as I can. And I have a tendency to do that, and I know better. And I was reminded this week when a former colleague reached out to me and asked, "How do you find time to do it all?" To which I replied, "I don't know. I make time. If it's important, I just make the time." And as I thought about my answer, I realized it didn't tell the whole story, though. It is technically true. I recently took on a new course with a coach because even coaches use coaches. And she asked me, "Are you sure that you have the time to do this given everything in your life?" And again, my response was, "I'll make the time. This is important to me." And it is. This course is going to help me to bring my coaching level up and help me to help you better. Then, of course, life got busier. Since I made that commitment, I wrapped on the YouTube series for the season. I've filmed 2 shorts. I've had half a dozen or so more auditions. I've written 4 blog entries, scheduled 2 weeks of social media posts in advance, dealt with Thanksgiving holiday, cooked dozens of meals, taking up kickboxing, and I've worked the 40 plus hours usually that I use with my regular job. What was I thinking? I remember I had the same dilemma around the same time last year. And that's when I decided to do my focused fall challenge. At the time, I powered through, there's a link below, and I was able to focus on one thing at a time. Now, this was on the heels of my free procrastination of progress challenge, also a link below. So now I'm stuck with a Britney Spears song in my head while I do what I need to do. Aside from my day job, my priority has always been on building the Life After Losses community, brand, offering support, content, etc. This is where I feel I can do the most good. And the random responses I get every now and again tell me someone's listening. More than half of you are reading the blog entries via email, which also tells me that someone's listening. And I'd like to think it helps that I'm authentically myself. You get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know that some of you probably see a little bit of yourselves in my struggles with X, which go ahead and name what X is. The strategies that work, and I've tried many that don't. I've taken strategies from others and adapted them to myself. And that's really what I wanted to accomplish with Life After Losses and the Moving Past Grief books. Take some inspiration from my life and healing, and that can help you in your life in healing. An online friend recently confessed to me that were it not for my stepping out of my comfort zone and pursuing an old dream, he wouldn't be pursuing a dream of his own. And I recently shared about legacy, another link below. Um, and this is a legacy I don't mind. But back to the subject at hand, getting a handle on overextending myself. And since it's the holiday season, you're likely going to need some of this as well. So, first thing first, I'm going to set better boundaries. I'm going to determine my limits. I'm going to feel absolutely free to say no to anything that is beyond my capacity or that conflicts with my priorities. Some things can simmer on a back burner. I will prioritize and delegate what I need to do, just like last year, and power through those things that have importance and urgency. The screenplay I'm working on, it can wait. I will schedule time for myself and my family by blocking my time more effectively. I'm usually pretty good about this, but not for some of the self-care that I need to do. So, in other words, I need to get better at scheduling my workout time, for one. And I was reminded Wednesday by another friend of mine to remember to relax here and there. Now, she said this while I was relaxing, so it was perfect timing. I will raise a hand when I need help at work or at home. If I'm overwhelmed, I'm not focusing. I'm working on setting the right expectations of what I can accomplish. My friend Scott Smith over at Motivation to Move reminded me the other day of an old Tony Robbins comment that most people tend to overestimate what they can do in a week, but underestimate what they can do in a year. I needed that reminder. I need to remind myself more frequently. which then leads to being kind to myself. I will not beat myself up for overextending myself again. Instead, I'll take the advice that's tattooed on my forearm from Lyrics by Levi Christ. In case anybody had noticed or seen that list, I am going to let it go. Let it all go. It's time to forgive now the one who matters most. Look, falling into old habits is easy, even when you know you shouldn't be doing something differently. Whether it's eating the wrong things, taking on too much, or simply staying in a rut, there's only one thing that can change it, and that's you. And it all comes down to looking at things as they are and seeing the truth. And you'll find that that's a recurring theme line. You can't fix what you don't see. Until next time.